Hello, it's Jason Brown from the Fred Show, and I'm here. I'm so excited that I'm here with Easton Corbin. What is up, man? How are you?
I'm doing great, buddy. How you doing?
Good. Thank you for taking the time. I have to say, you were probably like, why does someone that work at KISS FM in Chicago want to talk to me? But I have to say, I'm a huge country fan and a huge fan of you. So thank you so much for taking the time to
Oh,
hang out with me here for a couple minutes. I really appreciate it.
yeah, man, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I want to go into the single that's out right now that I'm obsessed with. But I want to go back a little bit because I don't know if you've seen this show that's on Fox right now. It's about a farmer dating show. But I was reading about you, and you grew up like sort of in the farm community, right? Like what was that? What was a day in the life sort of like growing up for you? Because I'm obsessed with the show right now, so I'm like ready to pick up and go be a farmer. So what was like childhood like for you?
Man, it was one of those deals where we had a bunch of, I say a bunch, we had cows, a bunch of cows,
Okay.
beef cows, and it was one of those deals, man. For me, I grew up being part of 4-H and FFA, and I actually showed cattle,
Oh
and
wow.
for me, I didn't really have to do much in the morning. My grandpa kind of took care of all that, but when I'd get home, that's kind of when my day started, especially
Wow.
showing cattle, working with my steers, um, just feeding up and just dealing with everyday chores in the life of farming.
Yeah. Do you miss that? Do you do any of that now? Do you ever want to do it again? Or are you kind of like, I'm leaving the farm life in the past?
Nah, man, I loved growing up that way. I was so lucky and fortunate to grow up that way, and
Yeah.
you just learn so much out there on it, and you just have so much freedom, and
Yeah.
uh, it's just again, uh, it's just I love growing up like that. I'm very lucky and fortunate.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's awesome. The more I watch the show, I'm like, I don't know if I could get up and like they're like sawing up trees and like fixing fences and stuff. I'm like, I don't know, but it seems so peaceful. Like we live in a big city, so I'm like, sometimes I want that like dichotomy of being able to like go and live in the country. But I don't know.
Well, it definitely just like living in the city. I mean, it has its challenges. I
Oh,
promise you.
sure, yeah,
It ain't all like
right.
happy all the time.
But I will have to say, I don't think I want to give you your recognition right now because you've been doing music and putting out hits for a pretty long time. So congratulations on
Yeah,
all of that and all
thank
the
you.
success. And you have one of those voices, I think, not only in country music but just in music in general that you hear it and you know it's you and you know it's authentic and you just know that it's almost like a voice that you can trust in a song. So what what goes into either songwriting or when you're picking songs, sort of how do you look through that and what do you look for and how do you sort of equate to the music you put out?
Yeah, man. For me, it's all about the authenticity and staying really true to who I am and knowing who I am. And I think that's a big part of it is knowing my you know what I do best. And
Mm,
for me, it's about I definitely lean towards the more traditional country sound, but for me, it's about keeping one foot in traditional, and one foot in the modern, and marrying those two together.
yeah,
And because as an artist, you still have to evolve, but you
right.
evolve in the way that you always have that core sound, no matter what direction you kind of experiment with.
Yeah, for sure. And when I actually saw you recently on the Kelly Clarkson show, you did the new song, Marry That Girl. And what I loved about that performance was it had like a very acoustic, sort of like stripped down, sort of like vibe.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, like this is dope. Like you could do a song that's full production, full percussion, but then also like just sort of this really stripped down, intimate moment. Do you love going one way or the other? Do you mix it up when you do your shows? Will you do an acoustic album? Because I was like, damn, I need like a full piece of work like this. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Man, we do kind of a mixed bag out there, especially when we're promoting, the singles and stuff with radio. We do a ton of acoustic stuff for that. But I love different aspects or the different aspects of both. Probably my favorite personally would probably be doing more of the full band thing, just because I love my bandmates up there and just vibing out and having a good time.
Yeah,
But there's certain parts of the acoustic thing that's really cool, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And one of my favorite songs that helped me discover you actually was a remix with Lost Frequencies. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I can't believe that your voice goes with like this super, EDM-y sort of dance beat. Do you ever want to do that again? Do you see yourself sort of venturing out and doing anything like that again? Because it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, man, it's one. I look at that as an opportunity
Yeah.
to introduce other people that would not necessarily maybe listen to country to really be an ambassador for country music, and hopefully bring those fans over and introduce them to something new. I
Yeah.
look at it as an opportunity to be an ambassador. So
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely do something like that again.
Yeah. It's fun. I mean, that's what I love about the current state of music. Yeah, there's a lot of influx from, TikTok and stuff like that. But I think if you look on the other side of it, it's everything is genre bending, right? Like you have country people that are, flirting with hip hop and rock and soul. And it's just like I just love the state of music right now. And I think, that song with you was a great example of how like two genres can come together and really kill it. So you should think about a dance album. That's all I'm gonna say. We can a nice remix, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm here for it. But so tell me about the single. So right now, Marry That Girl is the single, right?
Yep.
Uh what was the story behind that? Where did that song come from?
Man, I was writing with some buddies of mine, Adam Craig, Wade Kirby, and Shane Miner, and sometimes ideas come from different places. Sometimes you have a melody, maybe a piece of a melody or something you've been working on, or maybe you do have that title, or you just have an idea that you're not sure if it is even the title. Maybe it's just a line in the song.
Right.
There's many ways that those ideas can be inspired, and sometimes, honestly, writing is not just about the writing part. It's also about the social part, and just kind of, for lack of better terms, BSing with your buddies a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
And sometimes ideas come out of that. And we had just started to write, and I don't know how we got on it, and I don't know how we get on half the stuff topics we get on,
Yeah.
but somehow Adam started talking about when he met his wife, and he knew that before he ever even talked to her, or I guess he'd met her just that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He had met her, said something to her, and just from that conversation, he's like, man, he's like, I knew I was going to marry that girl.
Wow.
And we kind of looked at each other, like, well, that might be the title for today. And of course, I'm glad we went down that road. you
Yeah,
know.
for sure. And I mean, I'm a hopeless romantic. So I always feel like, meeting that person that first time, you're like, yep, that's it. That's the one, and
Well,
you
I,
start
I
to relate.
think I think the reason so many people gravitate towards this song is either they've lived it
Hmm.
and had that experience, or you want to have that experience. I don't know anybody that doesn't want to have that fairy tale experience.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah. If you haven't had it, you want to have it for sure. When you made a note about songwriting, and this is very interesting to me just because I don't know a lot about the process, but do you have like scheduled times where people get together and sort of like, okay, today we're gonna come up with a song, or is it like, oh, in my dream last night I let this, like, let's all get together and try to work on it? Is it more of like a structured thing, or is it more like a spur of the moment thing, or a mixture of both? What does that process look like for you?
Um, the actual physical part of getting together and writing,
Mhm.
most of the time it's scheduled, to
Okay.
where it's like, hey, you look at your books and be like, oh, hey, I got Shane today, or I got Wade
Yeah.
today, but as far as the ideas go, there's many times that, I write really close with Wade, my producer, that's a writer on this song.
Okay.
And man, there's nights I'll call him up at 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night and be like, hey man, I was just thinking about this idea, and I don't know if it's a title, I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but I feel like there's something to it. And I'll call him up, and we'll kind of bat ideas back and forth, and it gives us the night to kind of mull it over and maybe come up, with something the next day, or maybe just you put it in the notebook and you hold it for another day.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love that creative process, and I think what's great about this industry is everyone can sort of tackle it differently, which is great.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I got to do dream collab, and I'm gonna make it a little bit harder for you. So you can pick one in country and one outside of country. Who do you want to work with and do a song with?
um, man, I'm good. I'm good as buddies. Like, like I think it'd be cool to do something George Strait in country. I just,
Yes, hell yeah.
you know, that'd be cool.
Your vibes together will be so dope too. For
Out
sure.
of the genre, man, that's so hard for me because I don't listen. I mean, I listen to other stuff, but I
Yeah,
don't pay a lot of attention to it, if that makes sense. It's like if I hear it and I like it, it's like, oh,
right.
that's cool. But I don't
Well,
really pay attention to a lot of it.
I'll help you a little bit because when I was watching you on the Kelly Clarkson show, I was like, the next time he comes, he needs to be live in the studio and sing with her because I think you guys together would be
Hey,
insane.
that'd
Like
be cool.
that crossover. So I'm putting that in the universe. She's one of my faves. I'm putting it out there. You guys are gonna have a duet together. It's gonna happen. That's
Yeah,
what
that'd be awesome.
that's my dream. So actually, you're gonna be coming to Chicago, which is so exciting. You just announced it this week, a day ago. You're gonna be playing Joe's Rosemont, so that's
Oh
exciting.
yeah, man. That's a
Nice.
great.
Joe's Live is probably what you've known about or heard about, but what can we expect from Easton Corbin show? I'm gonna be there, obviously. Joe's Live is one of the best places to play in the city for sure. But
Dude, I
when
love it,
people buy tickets to a Easton Corbin show, what do they expect?
man. We get out there and we do the hits.
Yeah,
We're gonna do some new stuff off the new record. We'll probably do a cover or two, maybe that everybody can sing along to. And man, at the end of the day, it's about making sure my audience out there has a great time and is singing along out there and just having a great time. Because when they have a great time, I have a great time.
exactly. Well, Joe's Live is I don't know if you've played there before, but it is
Oh
so
yeah.
so
Yeah,
okay.
I play. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love Joe's, man. Well, in the original Joe's on Weed
yeah,
Street,
really
I
sure.
played many times over the
Yeah,
years.
yeah. So Joe's Live right next door is the barbecue place. You gotta go to Bug City, get some barbecue, then go to Joe's Live, and it's a perfect evening. That's my plan at least.
Hey, let's do it, man. We'll live
So,
it up.
so get tickets. Easton Corbin's going to be Joe's Live Friday, June 2nd. That's going to be a dope show. I cannot wait for that. The single, Marry That Girl, your album right now, Let's Do Country Right, wherever you get your music. Thank you so much, Easton, for taking the time. This has been a pleasure. And I can't wait to see you when you're here in June. Make sure you come by the station and hang out.
Hey, brother, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Have a good one.
Thanks, man. You too.